All right, I'm on hole number 10 of the Ventura Open. Sorry about the last video. I got on hole number. You can only shoot 4 gigs on an Android device in one video, and I exceeded it by a couple minutes, so I had to fire it up. That's why there's a short video after the first video. So let's check out hole number 10. Hole number 10. I need to be. Let's go look at the hole first, and then we'll talk about it. I'm just laying it up in front and trying to get on. And I'm not afraid of this shot getting on. It just takes a perfect, you got to hit it perfect and it's in the hole. Unfortunately, I haven't hit it perfect this week. So I need to be at minus 15 if I want to have any shot. The minimum score is minus 12, and we really do need to pick up hole number 6. That's part of, we really do need to pick that up. Really, the minimum should be minus 13. And so just shooting a nice flat round on the front. So if I want to have any shot of getting a win, I'm going to have to blow it up on the back, which is difficult when you have lower developed clubs because you don't have ball guide. But we shall see. I'm going to take an extra mile and a Kingfisher and a Titan. That's all I need. And you can do this with a Marlin. You can do this with anything. Matter of fact, I could play it with a Marlin, but I'm going to play with a Titan just so that I can be deeper into my Kingfisher. My Kingfisher hits 1.2, 2.1, 2.4, and I'm trying to get into my minimum Kingfisher, and that's exactly where I was at on the front. In the perfect spot, didn't hit it perfect. No hit perfect, no going hole. Here it goes again. Turn the radio down just a ditch. A 3 topspin, 2 rings off any transitional surface, 2.1 per ring, so it's just a titch over a ring. A little bit of curl just to bring it back over to the fairway. Hitting it perfect. Now, if I can just hit the next shot perfect, we can walk away from this hole with an eagle. And I'm in the right spot. I'll have a nice little run up to the cup. I should be able to get up to the point where if I put on like 1.5 backspin, I can actually be on the green and go straight for the hole. My club hits 2.4 per ring. So I'm going to take the wind, whatever the wind is, and divide it by 2.4, and that'll tell me how many rings to pull. Definitely. Okay, let's see if they're going to leave the wind in or if they're going to make that adjustment and then take the wind out. Okay. It's hard to figure out how people are adjusting if they're not using the wind ring method because they never did set the shot up so that the shot was like they wanted. They set the shot up anticipating what the wind was going to do. And that just seems counter. This doesn't seem right. So it's about a 1 ring pull. There's minimum club. It's 1 ring. Now, if I can just hit this perfect, that shot will go in the hole. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Huh, Buster? Huh, Buster? Huh, Buster boy? Yes, you came over here to mess with me. And then you got an eagle. It's only the second. I will tell you, I was just on the phone with our team president, our clan president, Mike D. And we were laughing about this hole because whenever we're down practicing and we play T2 a lot, him and I have played T2 a lot because you practice with your short irons. There's a lot of holes in Tour 2 that you can practice your short iron shots, and we were laughing about hole number this hole right here because I've beat him on this hole so many times getting that eagle, just like just laying it up there, no big deal, make a good wind adjustment in the hole, hit perfect in the hole, hit perfect in the hole. And I was laughing because I've taken that shot 15 times this week, not including the practice rounds. I've taken it 15 times in actual tournament play, and in 15 shots, I've made it twice, but I've only hit 3 perfects. And I'm not sure how the other perfect didn't go in the hole. Had to have been a mistake. All right. The Achilles heel for me all week long, even in my upper developed account, I've been shooting 27s, 28s, which aren't blowing it up, but aren't, the deal is that's not, it's not a bad score, but I have been, where I've been epic failing is on the first 3 holes. You've got to come out of the first 3 holes and have picked up at least one. And the first 3 holes are the lowest hanging fruit in this tournament. And so ideally you want to come out of those first 3 with as many as you can possibly get to set yourself up for success. And the first 3 holes this week have been my Achilles heel. I haven't played well on those holes. Buster, let's get your toy. Go get your toy. Go get it. Go get it. All right. Trying to get my dog to quit biting my arm. Hole number 11. Hole number 2. Santa Ventura. And this hole right here. I've gotten so bad at this hole, it's just not even fun. It is actually funny, to be honest with you. I'm going to bring a marlin. Now he's got a toy. I finally got him to play with one of his toys, and now he's going at it. All right, here we roll. Let's see if we can get the hole in one here. Let's see if this is the only par 3 that I haven't hit a hole in one on this week in the tournament. Before the tournament, before the 9-hole cup, I played this. We're playing Tour 2 on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I was killing it. And the tournament starts, and I can't hit the broadside of a barn on this hole. Okay, it's 4-8. It's 5-2. There's 5. It's about 5-2. I'm doing a 10% pull on it. And I hit it great again. Again. Hey. Hey. What are you barking at, bro? You see that box that fell on the floor and you're barking at it? Is that the deal? Bought some stuff to do some electrical work on my house. One of the new switches fell on the floor, and he was like, "We have a new enemy in the territory." My opponent had a look at it. See if we can get this in the hole. I give myself better than a 50% chance. I still have to hit it great, though, in order to get it in the hole. So you can hit great shots into the hole. See? What I really need to do here is I need to pause after this hole and go get me a cup of coffee. I haven't had any coffee yet. That's what's wrong with this pitcher. In the hole. And it's 10 o'clock at my house and I haven't had any coffee. There's something wrong with that. might actually get in trouble. There's got to be some rule. All right, I am not going to play this hole until we're all done. Do not want to use any of my hole-in-one cards during a shootout. It doesn't happen as much as it used to, but my teammates would always post in there, oh, damn, I got this hole-in-one in a shootout. They don't do that anymore because I think they were like, you know what, getting a hole-in-one in a shootout sucks, so I'm just not going to play that shootout. Hole number 12. Hole number 12. All right, I'm laying it up. Taking a QB. I did practice in this account early on in the week with a Kingmaker doing a max overpower hook shot. And you can get farther up there. The deal is I'm not sure. I'm going to bring my sniper just because it has a better ball guide. What are you barking about? We're going to tighten. That'll be enough. Hole number 12. All right, here we go. So I was in a gas station I go to all the time. I know the people that work there. It's right down the hill from my house. And I was in there one day last week, and the customer in front of me was talking to my buddy Skylar, who works there, and Skylar asked him what he was doing, and he said, "Oh, just dinking around and playing some golf." And he goes, "Are the golf courses still up?" And he goes, "No, I'm playing this golf app, Golf Clash." And Skylar turns around and looks at me and says, "He plays Golf Clash." And the guy goes, "Oh yeah, you play Golf Clash?" I was like, "Yeah, I play a little." And I asked him, "Are you watch any of the YouTube videos on shot setup and walkthroughs and that stuff just to learn how to play the game?" And he's like, "Yeah, I watched Tommy and RJ." He goes, "Oh, found a few of the guys, RJ TV." And I asked him, I said, "Have you ever watched any Odd Odds videos?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've watched some of his." He goes, "But he's got a lot better clubs than me." And I said, "He's got an account, a 99 account that doesn't have as good of clubs." He's like, "Yeah, I'll have to check that out." And so he leaves, and Skylar looks at me and goes, "Dude, aren't you Odd?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, why didn't you tell him?" And I was like, "Well, next time he comes in here, tell him, you know that guy you were talking to about Golf Clash? That's Odd guy." I go, "I don't know." He's not in my clan. Should have asked him if he was a subscriber, though. What was the deal? I should have self-motivated myself. We're trying to do social distancing, so I didn't want to get too close. I was in a restaurant one day, and there was four guys behind me. They were in their probably 20s, and they were talking about Golf Clash. And I did talk to them. They were like, "Oh yeah, we watch your videos all the time." So they might be listening right now. How you doing, boys? Okay, 3.1. Doing I was doing a 10% here, so 3.3. See if we can get the Albie on this hole. Hitting it perfect. It's just really weird for me because your mama's up.
Hi. Okay, you go right up that step now.
Morning, baby. All right. My opponent did not get the Albie, and I did not get the Albie. Oh, Or I did not get the Albie. Mwah. It's just really weird from my perspective. I started shooting these videos for my buddy Scooby so I could help him out to learn the wind ring method. And I'm really amazed and humbled at how many people are actually watch the channel and the comments from people. And when it first started out, there's a lot of the people in our community with the whole thing about not understanding how the bracketing works, and we still get it. You still see it on Mondays when people post their winning trophies and people start harassing them and giving them a bad time about you should be playing pro or you should be playing this. We don't get that as much as we used to. But I will say that I love my viewers because most of you are just, we're not, and I love my clan. We're not judging people about playing. We're playing a freaking game. And we're playing it however we want to play it. Why judge somebody about it? Hole number 13. Just having fun. Hole number 13. What is this hole? All right, I'm doing the little bounce in the front. I'm taking the white line. If my Saturn, when my Saturn gets to the point where it has its 92 backspin, I'll do the backspin shot on this hole, but I don't have that enough backspin to do the backspin shot to the cup. What did I take on the front? I'm going to take a nav just to cut the wind down a little. And I'm doing a 20% wind adjustment. So it's 1.2 times whatever the wind is. And my B52 is 1.4 per ring. So it'll be the wind. We're doing a 20% wind adjustment. So we're going to do the wind times 1.2. That'll give us what the wind is plus the 20%. And then divide it by 1.4 per ring. And that'll tell us how many rings to actually pull the club. And I don't always use a calculator, but sometimes especially when I'm dealing with clubs that have odd number stuff like this 1.4 or the 1.7, sometimes the math, you're doing two equations. You're trying to add on the elevation. That's one math equation. And then you're dividing it by what the accuracy for that club is. And then that is another equation. So sometimes in tournaments, I use a calculator just to work the math out quick. I thought it was really funny if you look up the fair play rules for Playdemic, and they talk about what cheating is. Cheating is using a third-party app to actually hack the game. It is not against their terms of service to use a grid or something like Golf Clash Caddy or Golf Clash Notebook. But I thought it was really funny is that they gave us permission to use calculators. I thought that was really funny. Like, I need permission to use a calculator from Playdemic. Navigator. Okay, let's do the wind stuff first. 2.6 equals divided by 1.4. So I'm going to do a 2.22 wind adjustment or ring adjustment. It'll be 3 rings off. Okay, 2.2 rings. 2.22. There's 2. I'm going to fire it off. Oh, I hit that so far. Great. It's not even funny. Good speed, though. Do not take that shot. I've said it all. I've said it all week long. Do not take that shot down there at the bottom of the hill if you do not use the wind ring method. It's not that you can't make it in if you don't use if you eyeball it, but if you eyeball that shot down there and you get that wind adjustment wrong, you're in big trouble. the safest way to go at it is the way that my opponent went. And in one-on-one, that's pretty much how I play this hole. Well, let's see where it's going to go. It froze up there. I wonder if I've talked to several other people about that, and they've said that the same thing happens to them, where it seems like it's not that laggy, but then when they go to release, it stops. And then it's like trying to figure out, do we give this guy, is this going to be great? Is this going to be perfect? Is this going to be great? it's stalled right there. You don't know. It's like you got a surprise and then you had to wait. Good luck in the tournament. All right. Hole number 5. What is hole number 5? Hole number 5 is this big. And what I forgot, let's go look at the hole. I know which hole it is, but let's go look at it. I forgot in this account, because normally I play this with a Marlin, a QB, and a Guardian. But what I forgot about in this account was that my Guardian is only level crappy level, and it only has 1.8 topspin, and I'm used to the 3. So you normally go out there and you do a max overpower shot with 3.5 topspin, and you end up pin high. But that's 32 topspin, 31 topspin versus 18, and 18 is not quite enough for a Marlin. So I'm going to bring a slightly bigger ball this time. And let's switch that out. Actually, I'm going to go with a hammerhead. It's the same distance as my Guardian, but it gives me a little more topspin and a much better ball gun. Well, not much better, but it gives me something past 3. Got a bigger ball. We're all set. So where I really want to be, because I'm using a 3 power ball now, where I really want to be out there as far as distance is I want to be right at 290. So to achieve that, I'm only going to do about 1.5 topspin. Don't need to put a lot on it. I'm going to give myself some room out here so that I can do some curl. $3-mile-an-hour wind, 3-mile-an-hour, 3-ring pull. Did I hit it perfect or great? Great. Where I released it, it was perfect. That should be pretty close to 290. 292. Just a little bit of an overshoot. Not too bad. Let's see if my opponent can get up there with the Kingmaker. Give him much better side spin to get him to ride along this rough. Next time I come out and we play Tour 2, I'm going to come out on this hole and I'm going to find the spot where I can do a max curl shot with my QB and try and ride that line up. I can't believe that I haven't already set up a shot like that or practiced that. I normally get on this hole in one-on-one, and this is a great hole. This is a good hole to win chess on, because a lot of times your opponent will come out here and try and get too far around that corner and end up in the rough over here, or they'll overshoot it. I need to get up into that area right there. I'm going to take the wind out. It's 1.7 per ring, so that leaves me 6. So that's about a third. That's 1 1/3. And I'm going to put some overpower on it. There's Max. Oh, I'm in trouble. Big trouble. That was me just not paying attention. That was me not paying attention. I should have just held it there, and I looked to the side. I heard a noise outside the back door right behind where I'm at. I glanced over and took my eye off of it, and I should have just kept holding on to it and looked, and then came back to the ball, and I released as soon as I turned. And you tend to drive where you look, so I looked to the left and I hit it to the left. This is serious big time trouble here for this count. I don't think I'm in my Firefly range where I've got some topspin where I can run it out there. I think I'm going to be on my short iron range. Let's see what club I'm in. See if we can get it in the hole, recover. Kingfisher, Firefly. And the wind's pushing me off. I want to make sure I'm on that edge of the cup. All right, let's see if we can hit this perfect. Oh, of course we can't hit it perfect. I haven't been hitting it perfect all week. Why would today be any different? Woo! Got lucky on that one. The wind didn't play a factor. I had gotten close enough that I had been able to pull the wind out. Recovered. Can't be good, be lucky. That's the second time today. I put myself in a bad spot and I'm able to recover. Still need to go get the coffee. That's the deal. That's the deal. It's a draw. I'm going to play this hole because we're not playing this anymore. No, I'm not going to play it because I may run out of time on my video. Good luck in the tournament. So we're still on track for just the minimum score. Haven't had anything exciting happen. We're on hole number 15. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to go get some coffee. Hold on. All right, everything's right with the world now. I have coffee. Hole number 15. Here we roll. Let's see what we got. All right, got to get an eagle here. This is the must-get hole in this tournament. You can think around on all these other ones, and whether you get the eagle or you don't get the eagles, okay, but you've got to get it on this hole, and this is the hole that you have to use Kingmaker. And you don't have to use a Kingmaker, but it definitely increases your odds of getting it. That side spin is key. All right, here we roll. Here we go. How much time we got on this video? Cool. I think we got plenty of time. I ran out of time on the first one. I don't know. Just a couple minutes. They've been about 4 or 5 minutes short, so I had plenty of time, but for some reason, on the first one, it did not work out right. I'm going to do 4. Right on the edge of that sand. 3-6. I'm going to do a 3-9 pull. That's almost 2 rings. Put some curl to bring it back over there to the rough. Hitting it perfect. And see if that backspin will engage and stick me up there so that I get closer to the hole. Not quite. It's like 3 3/4 rings. If you even touch this, typically you're gonna roll. Once you engage that fringe, you're all in the downhill there, and it'll just dribble and go down to the cup. I'm in the rough or the fairway there. I think I'm in the fairway. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking and not even watching. If I'm in the fairway, I'm fine. If I'm in the rough, I think I'm in the fairway. Let's hope. You're all watching going, hey, dummy, you were in the fairway. Come on. Weren't you watching? No. And that's exactly where it looked like it was going to go, dude. In the sand. I am on the fairway. I'm going to put about 1 backspin on, maybe 2. I want to go right at it. I do not want to let this course dictate the flow of my ball. Getting it perfect. You guys watch my stuff all the time, and I have no issues running out that top spin and doing the thing and just walking it to the hole. But this hole has so much movement on the green that if you stood up at the top and you just pushed your ball out on the green and let it roll and watched how much movement, and it has nothing to do with the wind, just how much movement this course, this green will make your ball move. I don't want anything to do with that. For people who use in-bringers, that's the shot that they take with their in-bringer, is where they put a little teeny bit of backspin on it and they get right up to the hole and they do the deal. Ooh, too fast. That's brutal. That is brutal. But that had nothing to do with that shot right there. That had to do with the drive. That's the deal. You can blame the shot that finally made you fail, but the deal is, if you go back in your shots, the shot that almost always is the one that screwed you is the drive. All right, that was hole number 15. Hole number 16. What do we got here? We're in the last 3 holes, and these last 3 holes are they do not lend themselves. So we just stayed on track where there's 4, so that's 27. So our chances of picking up a shot in the last 3, if you compared the first 3 to the last 3, it's no comparison. The first 3, you have serious shots. The last 3, in my mind, they're not. You have shots, but you have a shot on hole number 7. You have a shot on hole number 8. Hole number 9, especially if you got lower developed stuff, is get your eagle and move the hell on. So let's go check out hole number 16. Hole number 16. Da-da-da-da. And I do have a shot here. If I can get, part of the deal is that this is a prime example of where ball guide really will help you out. It was a little teeny bit. I'm bringing a Saturn. Let's see my backbone. I don't think my backbone. I need 4 backspin. That's right there at it. The ball guide's the same. It's a little more accurate, but the Grim Reaper, a little less ball guide, a little better accuracy. I like the 2 per ring accuracy of the Saturn. It's pretty easy to make adjustments on it. I'm going to use the navigator to cut the wind down. Open up a chest. Roll some commons. That's 23 commons right there. It's like putting pennies into a piggy bank. Sooner or later, the piggy bank gets full. doing a 20% wind adjustment here. So it's whatever the wind is times 1.2 divided by 2. Hopefully I go first and my opponent goes first. Let's check my opponent out. Let's check him out. 3 million. Played in a few tournaments. Stringing Eagles. Must be happy with their clan because they've turned off the invites. If you're in a clan and you're having fun, stay where you're at. If you're in a clan and you're not having fun, you're always welcome at the Kings of Golf. If you play rookie, Kings of Golf is a great clan. We do not care whether you have low developed clubs, upper developed clubs. We do not judge people on where they want to play. We have some members that play in pro, and we support them. We encourage them. If you're playing and you're new, but your goal is to become a max trophy player, we're also a great clan for that because you'll definitely learn how to play the game. You learn how to make great adjustments, learn how to play the game in these lower levels. Okay, it's 2.2 times 2.2 divided by 2. 1 1/3 rings. Just trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. I think I was running out of time, so I just tossed it out there. With this account, I've been just a little teeny bit short because of the ball guide. You can't get the ball guide all the way to the cup, so I've been really hesitant because you absolutely do not want to be long. If you're long, in the best case scenario, you're where my opponent is, which isn't bad. But if you engage that hill and roll down it, you can be in some serious trouble. That's why the white line, if you go to Golf Clash Notebook and you see the white line on there, I don't know who came up with the white line, but I would love to see them. I would love to see somebody successfully do the white line. Because normally you'll end up down on the bottom and then you don't have a putt. And you're definitely not going to use the white line if you're doing a shootout. Not unless you want to be 20 yards off. It's a draw. And hole number 8, all week long, I've been doing the rough bump on hole number 8. And I know, and you know, that rough bump on hole number 8 is not, it plays fair sometimes, and sometimes it decides that it wants to bite you. And when it wants to bite you, it bites you hard. I had that happen on the front, and I was able to recover, and I really do not. And I don't like the bounce over shot either. But I'm going to do the bounce over shot here because I'm not interested in getting caught up in that rough again. So hole number 8, hole number 17, Santa Ventura. I'm taking the white line. And instead of doing the rough bump, I'm going to bounce off from the island and get over. There is a little bit of a backboard on this green. I'm not going to. One of the things about bouncing over is if you get the wind adjustment wrong, you'll clip the rough. And I don't want to really mess with that. If I hit it a little bit long, there is a backboard and it can come back to the hole. My main thing is I want to make sure that I secure my birdie. There's enough people that are going to epic fail on this that I don't need to be one of them. And I'm going to bring a Titan only because I don't have any Kingmakers. And I'm going to have to buy one Kingmaker at least for the hole number 9. I want to take this bag right here. But I want to take a club that's got a little bit more utility. I will not be in my hammerhead range, but if I am, it will work. But what I should do, let me change that hammerhead out. If for some reason I was in my hammerhead range, I'd rather be in my guarding range. It gives me at least a backspin option. But it's going to be quarterback Saturn. Titan, the king of balls. That's right. You heard it here. Titan does not sponsor me. I have no idea why. I promote their balls all the time. I have yet to see any sponsorship from those guys. What's funny is I support and promote Golf Clash Notebook, and nobody from Golf Clash Notebooks ever commented or emailed me or got a hold of me and said, hey, thanks for supporting our site, trying to bring people to it. If you play Golf Clash and you don't use Golf Clash Notebook as a resource, you're missing out. They used to really keep up on, I think there was, whoever developed it, there was a sickness, and I'm not sure that they're completely over it. But they used to maintain, like, you could go, like, if the tournaments get announced, the tournaments used to get announced on Thursday, and now they get announced on Tuesday. And usually by the time the qualifying round started, they would have the site updated so you knew what holes, you had the holes in a playlist. Or at least you know where you could go on there and they'd show you all the holes. And they're way behind on that now. So you have to dig the holes out. If there's brand new holes, you got to use, you got to hope that somebody's posting some high res images. Okay, this club doesn't hit quite as far as my upper developed count. So I'm going to put like 1.5 top spin. In my upper developed count, if you put any more than 1 and a sliver, you're in big trouble if you've got a maxed out quarterback. Hitting it perfect. And I might be in real close, right to the top of the little hill. I came out here yesterday. In my auto account on the front side, I clipped that. I've been shooting that rough bump, like I said, all week, and I finally got stuck in it. I have no idea what the adjustment was. It's the same adjustment I've been doing all week, and I got stuck in it. I was able to recover. So on the back nine, I was like, okay, I'm just going to bring my Grim Reaper out here, and I got my Grim Reaper out. I was in a very similar spot to where I'm at. I was probably just a little bit closer and was in enough of a spot that I was actually was able to take my Grim Reaper and try a dunk. Just barely missed it. So then my 77 account, I was like, I'm going to do the dunk. Because there's enough room back here. There's a backboard. There's all kinds of stuff going on back there. And didn't have quite enough distance on the drive and had to overpower the first one. So the second on the backside of my 77 account, I was like, okay, I'm going to solve that problem. And I'll bring a 4 power ball. I brought a 4 power ball, which of course throws your drive off. So you can't use the same. You can't run up against the red line and do 1.5. And ended up short on that one as well. Really don't want to mess around with that rough down there, so I'm going to just hope that I can get some good stuff here. We're doing, it's 4.5 times 1.05 divided by 2, 2.3 rings. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Now, if it seems like I'm not seriously going for the eagle, I wasn't. I was trying to put it up there so that I could get a run past it. And with that pull right there, I was just a little bit to the right. I overpulled it. My main goal there was to give myself at least a shot at it, rolling past it. But the main thing on this hole is to make sure that you do not put your birdie at risk. If you go through your bracket and look at people's scores, you're going to see a lot of people in your bracket that epic failed on this hole and did not get the birdie. And you do not want to be in that group. Let's see if we can get this in the hole. All right, now we're down to where we have to get an Albie on hole number 9. I hate ending with odd numbers, 25, 27, 29. It's always better to end with an even number. That means you were consistent from one side to the next. It just feels better when it's an even number. And hole number 9 does not, I repeat, does not lend itself to Albie, especially if you've got lower developed clubs. And the only issue I have with lower developed clubs is ball guide. If lower developed clubs had better ball guide, the rest of it wouldn't matter. The wind thing doesn't bother me. The only thing about the wind stuff is if you got a club that's 1 accurate or 100% accurate, 1 per ring, and you got a club that's 0 accurate, 3 per ring. If you set them up and you make a great adjustment and you hit them perfect, it doesn't matter. That accuracy doesn't matter. Where it matters is when you hit a great. Because if you hit a great with the club that's 100% accurate, it's only 1 mile per hour off on one side or the other. If you hit it with a 0 accuracy club, it's 3 miles per hour off one way or the other, and 3 miles per hour is a lot. All right, I need a kingmaker here. And I don't have any. So I have to buy one. I do not have any. And I don't want to buy 9, so I'm going to buy 1 out on the course. I could probably do this with a tight. I'm going to do it with a Titan. I do it with a Marlin and one-on-one. So if I can do it with a Marlin and one-on-one, I can do it with a Titan. I'm going to bring a Hammerhead because that is the best club that I have for this particular shot. Now, a big dog, if you've got lower developed stuff, a big dog is not a bad club here. The only thing that'll hurt you here is the ball guide. But the big dog's got lots of good stuff that'll help you, like really the way that this should be as quarterback big dog. I'm pretty comfortable getting up there with my Hammerhead. And really, any other club that it comes into play means that I epic failed. Let's open up a chest. Get it rolling. 20 commons. All I care about in those chests are commons. I want to get enough commons so that I can start participating in the club card trading. I think if you took an account, if you started 2 accounts, if you and a buddy started an account on the same day, and one of you went as fast as you could to Tour 7 to try and build up your clubs up in that area, where's my red line at? It's way up there. I need to get quite that far up. I need to be about right here. Three. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. So if you and a buddy started an account on the same day and one of you went straight up to T7 and tried to get up there as fast as you could, and one of you just stayed down and played T4 and below, at the end of a year, which account would have better clubs? I think that the one that you kept in T4, if you stay in T4 until you can get your commons maxed out, the T3 commons, then you can start participating in the club card trading pretty quick, probably within a couple months, probably 2 to 3 months. If you were playing that account on a regular basis, that was your main account that you were playing whenever you're out just playing. Whereas the account that went straight to T7, you've diluted the pool so much because every time you open up a chest, yes, every time you open up a chest, you're going to get more club cards, but you're going to get you got all of the club cards in your available to you. Just counting T3 clubs, you've got 8 commons. I think is it 8 commons, six rares, and 8 epics? Whereas when you're up in T7, you've got a bunch. All right, we're going to get a little aggressive here. 3, 6. That's about 2 rings. I'm just going to hit it straight. I hope I hit it perfect and not great to the left. And even right there with a perfect, this is a risky right there. That bounce right there was super risky. That was a very irregular bounce. That hill face, that face is so damn scary. And if you hit it wrong on that face, it's so easy to end up way off trajectory. I was getting a little aggressive there, just trying to give it the old college try to get the Albie. So back on the club stuff, if you played just T4 until you got your commons maxed out so that you could start participating in the club card trading, I really think that probably within about 3 months you can start participating in the club card trading. Whereas if you're playing T7 on a regular basis, with the dilution of the clubs, it's going to take you about 6 months to start getting your commons maxed out. And then it'll take a while before you get all of them maxed out because of the dilution. Whereas if you play down in T4 and you get your commons maxed out, you can immediately start dumping stuff into rares. And that within 6 months, you're going up to Tour 5. You've already got an awesome set of clubs. I mean, your T4 clubs are awesome. Way high up. So that means as you go up the scale, you're gonna be able to work your clubs a lot faster. I really think slow playing it instead of trying to do what the community's telling us to do is going up the scale super quick. I don't think that's a good deal. I think most people that play the game go up too fast. It's different if you've played the game in the past and you're playing your second account. Oh, shit. You got to be kidding me. Well, I didn't want to end with an odd number. I knew the wind was going to play a little bit of a factor there, but I was really kind of hoping I would hit that perfect. Oh, brown stuff. Where's the brown stuff? That's the brown stuff right there. That, in a word, blows. Last hole. This is exactly how my week has gone. So 27. Let's see where I 26 opener. 25 opener. So right now I would be in 4th place. That's how fast it goes downhill. And this is exactly what I thought up at the top. Going to be minus 30 or better to have any shot at a win. And that's exactly the way that it's been looking all week long. The rounds, this is the minimum score of minus 26. And this is about where I deserve to be. It'll probably end up being a top 15. Very unlikely that will hold. This is a relatively new bracket, so very unlikely that it'll hold for a top 10. It's probably going to end up being a top 20. And that one drop shot there on the last hole will definitely cost me. It probably would have been a top 10 if I'd ended up with a 27. And that's how it goes. And that's exactly how my whole week has gone. Just been a little off all week. All right. that was the end of the Ventura Open. I played all my accounts. I think I shot a 27. It was either even in my upper developed count. I don't think I've shot any. It might be 28, 27, 26. So they're all right there. It doesn't matter whether I had upper developed clubs or lower developed clubs. I was just playing like crap all week. Everything's not perfect. But it was another tournament into the books. And hopefully we'll have a great off week. Hopefully everybody had fun. I know a lot of people are at home because of the coronavirus that's going around. And stay at home, chill out. I know that we're going through some tough times right now, but we really do need to stay at home. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.